Kanto Kid, hello, welcome everyone else who is joining. I see the numbers starting to climb. Welcome to Resident Evil 2 N64, the Seamless HD Project version. So this has only recently come out within the last few months or so, and it is basically an overhaul. It uses you can either use the MuGen or MuPen emulator or Project 64. This is Project 64, so the emulation isn't incredible. You'll still see some sound glitches, or hear some sound glitches and see some visual breakup, but for the most point, it is the Seamless HD Project team's backgrounds. So it looks pretty nice, and obviously it's the N64 character models, which say what you like. Hello everybody, Luigi, hello, how's it going? Alright mate, thank you. Nearly Friday. Breedo, hello sir, you alright? Nighthawk, hello. Nick, I don't know whether it's the definitive version, Nicholas, but it's not bad. Let's get going anyway. So this is basically a replay of a stream I did probably 18 months ago, where I collected all the EX files and we went through and collected all 16 of them. For some reason, the download and the recording glitched, so I could never upload it to YouTube. So, yeah, here we go. Unfortunately, I don't have my old save, so I'm going to have to start the randomizer process from the beginning, which means you have to finish Claire A, Leon B, Leon A, Claire B. So it's a shame, because I'd have loved to have done the randomizer tonight, but it's just the way it goes. For those who haven't seen the N64 version, enjoy what terrible looking FMV looks like.
A bizarre incident occurred in the
Hello, Mr. Spencer, welcome.
suburb called Raccoon City. It was later revealed that the terrible disaster had been caused by the TB virus, a mutagenic toxin created by the international enterprise Umbrella Incorporated for use in bioweapon experiments. The Raccoon City Police Department's Special STARS unit immediately began investigation in the affair. The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STARS members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. But the Umbrella Corporation's experiments were far from finished.
Like I said, please excuse the sound.
Finally here.
It is Claire, hey, Breedo, yeah, because it's easier to get the all 16 EX files like this. And it is a technical marvel, it is, Nick, but that still doesn't excuse the pixels in this day and age. I'm okay, Mr. S. How the devil are you?
Is anyone here? Hello? Hello? Look, I'm sorry I bothered you, okay? Just don't come any closer. Are you listening?
Thank you for the host, by the way, Sonny. I did see that. Thank you, sir. No, it means you must be lurking somewhere.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down! We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer.
Sonny PlayStation.
There! Fuck luck.
Okay, going on? I arrived in town, and the whole place...
Leon Zombie's about
Radio's out.
15 seconds away.
Right.
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
Hey, did you open the glove box?
Sure.
It is blatant when you look at it, isn't it? It's Leon. And thus became the beginning of Leon's inability to drive any vehicle in the entire series. Paul Haddad indeed, sir. Yes, correct. Hello, Aaron. Welcome. There's a gun. These lines are iconic. Right, we will attempt as well to get the Brad Zombie. Because obviously the N64 version has its own unique costumes. Kendo, hello! So, welcome to N64 Seamless HD. If the backgrounds start playing up, just let me know and I'll have to have a tinker. You will get that sort of weird fuzziness between some camera angle transitions. That's just part of the emulator. Like that one there. It worked! And this is the N64 version of Claire. She does look substantially different in the face to the PlayStation, or any other version, should I say. You will see some variations with the character models.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Don't shoot! I'm a human!
Ooh. Sorry about that, babe. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I ain't got no clue, darling. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies.
Zombies? Right. So, obviously the requirements for Brad is don't pick up any item, but that does not count with files. And here is the first of the EX files. Bizarrely not numbered 1. It starts at 4 of 16. It's Robert's note. Let's look for the law references, ladies and gentlemen. Well, first of all, you get a Barry name drop. How could this have happened, Barry? The town's been overrun by zombies and literally become a nightmare on Earth. As you know, my concern for this town is just as great as your own. I have waited for your arrival on the assumption you are still in the area, but the threat of my shop being overwhelmed by zombies has become too great. I've already distributed the majority of weapons and ammo to the town survivors, including the Raging Bull you special ordered. I hope you understand, given the circumstances. At any rate, I have no intention of pointlessly sacrificing my life and will be retreating to Stoneville. If you get this message, meet me there and we'll go fishing. Robert Kendo. The sound is a lot worse because there's so much compression, Breedo, unfortunately. This is what, as much as I like this version, I can't help but feel the audio-visual experience holds it back somewhat. Which a seamless HD version does negate a little bit, for sure. Which is his best line. Right, I'm going to get lucky with this grab. Yes! Yes! This too shall pass. Look for that in the movie. Is this new X-Files? So the EX-Files are exclusive to the N64 version, to those that weren't aware. 16 files that helped bridge this game with other games in the series, including Code Veronica 3.0. Was the first time, I believe, Spencer gets name dropped in a retail game. Oh no! No zombies, no! Oh, this is not going well, guys. I've got one more encounter, and one more encounter I've got to get right. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. The movement, the movement. Almost GT levels of survival. We'll get there. We'll get there. God, I didn't even hear the sound effect of him going down. So, slightly law-breaky, but fun nonetheless. They put Dario's note. I don't need to read this because anyone who's played Resident Evil 3 a million times will have already read this, but this is the note you get when you go back to Dario in the container. It's word for word the same, there's no variation or difference, it's literally just the same file. So someone evidently went into that container, picked it up, and brought it here. Fucking Brad Zimbabwe. You're gonna be fucked. Right, this is the one I've got to get right. Oh, straight into one, and then I'm gonna get bitten again, and it's gonna be fucked. Come on, come on, Claire. Terrible. I apologise. You wouldn't believe me, but I did actually practice this to get to Brad before coming live, and I actually did it and didn't even get to caution. So it's always nice to know that whenever you go live, it's always ruined. We made it though. Brad will be down there. We'll just come back for him later. Claire Deadfield. Well, I know, but there's a thing. Is there's a herb here. We can negate some problems. Let's just get some mobility. Well, there he is. We shall leave him here, and we'll come back later. Because the thing is, now he's summoned or spawned, he won't go anywhere. One of the issues that the Seamless HD backgrounds have is this camera angle, which will be glitchy, except it isn't. Usually is. Thanks, game. And there is nothing I can do about this on this version. There's nothing I can do about it. Please say nothing. No Sean mod, no. Where are you, Kyle?
Hang in there. Are you the only officer left in the building?
Who are you?
Claire Redfield. I'm looking for my brother Chris.
We lost contact with him over 10 days ago. Chris, Jill, Barry. Every last STARS team member has disappeared. We should have listened to them.
What happened?
About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving these zombie-like creatures in a mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything, at the risk of their own lives, but no one believed them.
Are you okay?
Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms. Here, take this key card. You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this.
Now go.
Thing is, the N64 version is actually more detailed here.
Just
His
go.
abdominal wound looks pretty nasty in this version.
Okay. Just hang in there. I'll be back soon.
Resident Evil 2 OG is incredible, absolutely. Right, I just need to quickly, you might just see a pause or a menu flash up a second. I just need to right, that's cool. I just needed to make sure I can save state because we know how fiddly emulation can be. Zombie-like creatures. Claire's "Are you okay?" is absolutely golden though. So, neat little N64 change is the police safe code is now different. It is not 2236, it's 4542. Yeah, so to anyone who saw the Discord chat earlier, everybody knows you go up the ramp to Marvin's to the West office where Marvin, I mean, you should be able to see him through this window, but you can't. But when you actually do the circuit and, you know, past the meeting room, through the evidence room, all the way back round and double back to yourself through the West office there's no elevation anywhere through that circuit, so it is actually incorrect. The remake 2 gets round it by introducing a little staircase that goes down into the West office, which doesn't exist in this version. So why did Claire randomly start with a lockpick? The one-time camera angle?
Oh my.
I'm not even going to mess about to try and get that herb with the way that's been going. No changes in here. I wonder what vending machine you get in the seamless backgrounds again. That's the blacked out, not Coca-Cola or whatever. Is that ammo in this corner? It's so hard to remember all the various versions, but no, there isn't. Made the RPD more believable in the remake. Yeah, they did. I can't disagree there. It's much more of a functional police station. Let's see how good our shooting skills are. Oh no, auto aim. That's something to always remember. You get so accommodated by the auto aim that when you don't get it, you make silly mistakes like that. Don't they have Type C? Oh, they maybe do. You'll be right. Oh God, the blood pools are a little bit slower there. Hey, look at that! Look at that! Oh, target A. Right, you are. There's type B to go auto. And look at that control. First person. So this was the first game that actually had a 3D movement. There's no animation for it, but anyone who prefers the sort of more modern control in the remake, it was first introduced in this version. Now, I personally don't like it because it throws my tank control brain off, but it's neat that it was in, you know, in the games at this kind of time, because there will be some people who prefer that and would like, you know, like the games to have it now. So it's interesting, an interesting little addition, another tick in the N64 version's box. What am I going to do? Again, no diff changes to the operation reports. To be honest, I've always preferred manual aiming. The problem is, the games, the more you play the games that have auto aim on, the more it becomes almost like a muscle memory instinct kind of thing. So when you go into a room like that, I just hit R1 and don't even think about aiming, and that's when you make those kind of mistakes, unfortunately. Unfortunately, and because I'm playing Claire, we're not going to get my favourite scene in the STARS office. Ugh. So, I suppose one of the big things that happened today is, what did everybody think to the Mortal Kombat trailer? I actually think, as a pretty big Mortal Kombat fan, and I think the original movie's great, Paul Anderson notwithstanding, but I actually thought the trailer looked pretty good, actually. Cole, with nearly 100 characters in the series, you don't need it. Yeah, I've got. Hopefully, the Cole thing will be a bluff, because I agree with you, Kendo. There's such a little point in adding a new character. I was listening to the RE4 podcast today. Thank you, and we were talking about the considering controls. So it's the other STARS office music. Marty, you've got to come back with me. So this version of the Seamless HD project doesn't have the new stars portrait that Kyle's created, which looks really cool. Kendo, I do think no version of RE4 has ever, I don't know whether I said this on the podcast, I can't remember, has ever refined that process as well as the GameCube version. There's something about the GameCube version for sure that has much more precise, better aiming, and apparently it really affects the PS4 version as well. RE4 is another triumph. Thank you. See, there has been a few some comments that the inserts are a bit long, and that's something to certainly take on board. So just in case people don't know, I'm sure I'm probably preaching to many of you do, but just in case there is someone who isn't aware, gold emblem from the mansion, Doom book, fertilizer bags from RE1. So this is essentially just Jill's monologue from the beginning of RE3. It's just nice to know she wrote her thoughts down that morning and then evidently dropped them off at the desk. Please forgive me, Claire. The reason why I went to the... I'm just going to get the facts. The trouble of getting the Rebecca photo is I can't remember if they actually upscaled it. So much lore. So much lore. Jack Hamilton. Has that been a question on the quiz yet, Nick? Father took the... Oh my word! Yeah, of course. Of course, it was that all along, wasn't it? We need a game for Elran. Absolutely. I'd love to see some of those characters realised. PDF of lore, yes. Absolutely. So they've literally inserted the remake picture. Kind of. Is that a weird blend of both of them? Is the background from the original? Harbour, hello, sir. I want to see Elrond wake up in the hospital after Chris shattered his jaw and there's an outbreak going on. Yeah. A neat premise for a game. Is any of these characters in the Marvin's mod? If not, get him in there. Get Elrond in there. After Chris shattered his jaw with an almighty falcon punch. Raise your hands if the hand bursts made you jump back in the day. Quality little jump scare. 1958. I'll never forget it. I'd seen hands in the trailer. Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame that they blew that. I will say, Claire's turning circle feels considerably worse in this than every other version. She's really slow. Whereas I've always found RE2 quite nippy. I get the law mostly from you rep guys. First aid for Crimson. Yep. We'll complement each other nicely. Which is why we collab. I seem to remember I got trolled by Brad last time and I blew his legs off and he did a lunge. Look at him. You see, I knew it. I knew he was going to do something like that again. Fiendish Brad. You guys are all awesome, thank you. Brace yourself for the inevitable Village Story release day trailer revealing everything, yep. When Wesker turns up at the end. Best is to aim up. You'll have to remind me, Kendo. Can you even decap Brad? Or is he immune to if like I could have probably blown his head off with a grenade launcher there if I'd thought about it, but you can decap him with a shotgun. Ah, right. I should say you probably could with the launcher. It's interesting because this must be something to do with how the N64 version compiles its inventory. It's probably similar to Resident Evil 3's, but it's not quite as HD, as I say in inverted commas, as the the GameCube seamless HD project. Kind of like the Shotgun and Remake one. It's chancy. Did he keep Super Brad? Sorry. Oh God! Wait. No, Liquor. I can't remember how to play this game. So we get Neil Carson's report. Carlson. And somewhere in here is another report. And it's Jill's report. And this is a really cool lore-based one. So this is where she basically files a report of the slide that you obviously find. So look at the two names at the bottom. Look at the two names at the bottom. They sound familiar. July 24th, 1998, Raccoon Forest. The following documents were obtained at a sanitarium owned by Umbrella Corp. Umbrella Bioorganic Weapon Publicity Material. MA-39 Cerberus, the MA-121 Hunter, the FI-3 Neptune, and the T-00 Tyrant. In addition to the above, it is believed that several other BOW were created by means of accidental infection. That's the secondary infectants that we're often called out for on the podcast. During the course of the test, it was discovered that the contagion is not limited to human beings and may pose a hazardous risk to plant and animal life forms. Effective means of controlling this contagion have yet to be found. Raccoon City Police Department stars Alpha Team Jill Valentines. That's a neat little file, that is. I'm a meme bioweapon Kendo. Yeah, isn't a wicked name. Absolutely. Compare this to your lore hunting in RE4, exactly. Where is the lore? turning circle is terrible. Please tell me, where is the law? For I have much desire to see it. That's a terrible way of paraphrasing a quote. So, rather depressingly, Claire's alternate costume's not that different, in all honesty. Your law has no power here. So it's essentially a very similar leather jacket. It's just purple. Then the only neat thing about it is it has the Angel Studios logo on the back, which is the studio that ported this version of the game. So it's not. She gets a cool headband, but I think she did anyway, didn't she? So it's more of a palette swap than it is anything. It's not an original costume as such. And I totally overshot where I was supposed to be, didn't I? No, I didn't. My memory is fair. God, I've got to go back to the main hall, haven't I? I'm supposed to get the lighter. And go up this way. I must say the new backgrounds make this a considerably better experience. Who? We'll have the versions of the alphabetical equivalent. Nice. Leon.
Claire, you made it.
Yeah. Have you seen a little girl around here?
Yeah, you just missed her. Who is she?
I don't know. But it's too dangerous for her to stay here alone. Leon, I'll go look for her. You go and find us a way out of here.
Of course. But before I forget, here's a radio. That way we can keep in touch if something comes up.
Interactions between Claire and Leon. Aaron, are you mad? What else does Leon say?
I'll go look for her. You go and find us a way out of here.
Sherry, in 15 years you'll be... Yes, she absolutely will. An awesome room this, isn't it? Come on, isn't this wonderful atmosphere? What the... I forgot there's a liquor up here in Claire's game. Because that's not there for Leon, is it? The library in Tomb Acres earned its notoriety. It's actually pretty well done in the remake, the library, for sure. Where's my acid rounds? Mr. X's hunting ground. The library in the remake 2 was the moment I abandoned hardcore mode. Unfortunately, it just finished me. I just could not get. There was too many zombies. I had no ammo, no health, and I just couldn't get the thing in the jack to get by. It was just horrible. BB Mac, hello, James. How are you, sir? Nice to see you drop by. I assume the radio in RE1 would work whenever you needed it, as opposed to bleeping it with the story dictator. I spent ages to try and put the battery in the radio. Nick. Got to try and find. Here we go. The Raccoon City pamphlet. Hello and welcome to Raccoon City. As you will notice, our city is a clean and private town dedicated to families. Dedicated to families. Raccoon City has partnered with our friends at Umbrella. If I had a camera, I'd look at it right now and say, "What's Umbrella?" In order to generate unprecedented growth and stability. Umbrella Inc. is a highly regarded and well-funded corporation that cares about its employees. They have helped create many public facilities to make this city a safer place for everyone. What's Umbrella? As we look to the future, I will continue to support Umbrella Inc. in terms of new business developments. Please enjoy your stay in my lovely city. Thank you. Michael Warren, Raccoon City Mayor. I stopped Buffy to come watch. What episode are you on, sir? Mr. Gutsy, hello. Christmas switch into autopilot every time I'm in the streets of Raccoon City and not know what Umbrella is. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Just the first one way back at the beginning. Nice. If I ever can do, I'll get back round to doing those retrospective reactions, but it's just time. It's time. Everything's time. Welcome to the Hellmouth. That was a glitch, because I could have sworn that zombie was not present on that wide shot. That was really weird. Pinchable Cheeks era of Buffy. Equip the handgun. Death Pursuer, hello, welcome. 5 and 6 are my favourite series, even though 6 gets a rough time. History's been very kind to season 6, I think, James, to be honest. I think people appreciate it a lot more now. And rightly so. That's not to say it wasn't hard when it was airing, because it goes places, doesn't it? Season 5 is just a masterpiece, even though, again, it's a rough ride for people. I'm thinking Neptune pretty much goes full easy every playthrough, though. He does, but he does acknowledge at times that the games can be too easy. Hope all's been well, not bad death. How are you, sir? You alright? I seem to recall, Nick. You see, this is why. This is why we do save states, everybody. Because look, it's crashed. It's actually crashed. Outside of the crazy weather. Oh yeah, I've seen. It's a bad time to live in Texas for sure. They're down to something like minus 17 degrees centigrade there at the minute, aren't they? Blame the crows. The crows caused the crash. Ah! Yeah, I could wax lyrical about Buffy Kendo, but I won't. I'm surprised I got all the way through this without crashes. How did you find setting up the seamless HD, James? Was it fairly trouble-free? I'm actually making some pretty decent progress on Madhouse for the first time on RE7, which I'm actually doing off stream, just for a bit of fun for myself. It's great. It's great. I love it. Apart from the music from, I spent over an hour shooting a 40-foot section because a crap load of snow and ice underneath. Gosh. You guys are getting really hammered over there, aren't you? Apart from the music not working, it was all good. Rush through the Tomb Lake first time unassisted. Yeah, it's far too easy. One of the things I've really liked about hardcore mode on Resident Evil 7 is the actual changes. Things like the weapon placement and whatnot feels like more like an arrange mode than it does a harder difficulty at times. It's really neat. Now, am I right in thinking the N64 version has an item in the helicopter? Yeah, it does. That's not in every single version. I don't think that's in the PlayStation version or the GameCube version. Even I can do 2 and 3 remake on normal. I struggle. There's still games I've never truly got my head round. The remakes. I just don't know why. It's I think more than anything, it's my mentality with how I tackle the zombies. I'm so used to like clearing paths, you know, actually eradicating the zombies. So I actually have like safe journeys through certain sections of like the mansion or the police station. And Remake 2 in particular actively encourages you to disable, not necessarily wipe out. And I really struggle with that. I do. I try and I overthink in many ways, like how much ammo I'm wasting and whatnot. I destroyed my PS4 last weekend. Oh dear. Kendo, I take my hat off to people like you. I don't know how I can get the time down from like the 3 hours or whatever it takes me. It's just crazy. Hey Leon, how you holding up? Why does it bring the valve handle with me, for God's sake? Right, I just need to check something on the top of the desk of these. And it's here. So we have David's letter. This, I think, is just. Yeah, it is. So this is just his letter. Is just his letter from Resident Evil 3. Again, it's moved. It was in the dark room in Resident Evil 3. So Elliot evidently picked it up and brought it through here. That's what we're saying with the canon. As he laments taking his life. $46.45, isn't it? Okay. That's pretty funny. 45. Oh. It's all gone wrong. This safe's fucked me. 45.42. I thought it was 45.46. But it is 45.42. Well, God. Is the file wrong? So it's also neat. You get your own EX file folder, and as you can see, you get 8 per scenario. 8 for A, 8 for B. You've already got 6 of them within 50 minutes. It's 45.42. I think I even said 45.46 earlier. Can't even read. It's your memory. Absolutely. That's why I never get anything right on the quiz, Nick. People should know this by now. Did I say it? Gosh. It's quite embarrassing, that is. Patricia, oh, please don't, James, no. That was not my finest hour on the quiz. I start my pharmacy certification. Oh, nice one. Congratulations. And Sean goes down and goes, oh, no, it was horrible. The worst thing was, it wasn't even on the tip of my tongue. Like, I literally had completely forgotten it. I took it apart to the thermal paste, but I think I fucked it. Oh dear. Yeah, you're braver than I am dabbling with things like that. For sure, Brito. Patricia Jarley is Jill Valentine's voice actress for Umbrella Chronicles and Resident Evil 5, and I'd forgotten her name during the quiz and had to ask Sunny Bauer. Remind me, stat people, how much more effective on liquors is the acid or whatever over the fire? Which is actually better? Acid is. I figured that's what it was. What did I think was the best Uber liquor design? Neither. I can't even remember the one in Retribution. That's lost on me, I'm afraid. The only time I've ever seen Retribution was after I'd crawled back to a hotel room from a very, very drunken night out, and it was on TV, and I put it on, and I remember so little about it other than it being absolutely woeful. I couldn't even tell you which bit I started watching it from. Oh no, no. I've forgotten the other fucking gem. Another run round the hall then. I did this last time actually. Last time I streamed this I forgot the red gem for Claire. I'm so used to Leon A that my pathfinding as Claire is really poor. Especially against living things. Yeah, the acid rounds are supreme against the hunters, aren't they, in RE1? They're far too powerful in Deadly Silence, though, or they've reduced the hunter HP, one or the other. But it's, if anything, they've made the hunters a little bit too easy, I think, in the in Deadly Silence. That the fear factor just isn't there anymore because they're just so manageable. I think Claire A is the hardest of the 4 scenarios. I think she has a harder time against the G4 fight for sure. I think Leon's weapon set definitely accommodates the scenario better. To suck on Deadly Silence, they have no iframes. I know they were fundamentally broken in the original, but like they absolutely, they earned their reputation through just being an absolute nightmare to fight against. I know Gene cites the lack of a shotgun is one of the reasons why Claire gets the harder time on Nightmare mode, because of the sheer punishment the zombies take, which Leon can totally negate with a shotgun. Yay. As we're talking about things that are broken, Nick, you could absolutely argue they're potentially a little bit too broken in Code Veronica, the explosive arrows. When you can reduce, the big final boss encounter to 7 seconds of just standing still firing arrows, there's something absolutely wrong with that. And the tyrant, yeah. You can just blitz it. That back door there is never open. Nope. You mean this one, Aaron? No, it's all broken and boarded up. Interestingly, in the beta, not 1.5, one of the sort of last betas of this version, the door is actually in a different place. It's moved up slightly. Do you mean downstairs? Yeah, I just need the key for it. I haven't got the key yet. In fact, that's what I'm doing now, I think. I'm just killing 2 birds with 1 stone with these gems. The knife is crazy in CVX. Yeah, again, it feels broken. I think I know which door you mean. Yeah, the downstairs one in the save room corridor. Is somebody still alive? No. That was in no way a stock scream. Because I think, funnily enough, that scream, that exact sample is used in an episode of Buffy. Funnily enough. Oh, I can never remember. Never remember which variant or version makes the liquor burst through the ceiling, whether it's a scenario thing or whatever. I can never ever remember it. I always... For Buffy and Joyce, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it is used for Joyce actually at one point, isn't it? And Buffy's used when she's had a bad dream, I think, in one of the episodes. And it doesn't crash through in this scenario. You're probably not in good company for that, Breedo, I'm afraid. Blanca with a bunny outfit, yeah. Let's bank that. If anyone's never seen some of Kendo's RE1 mods in particular, they are quite out there, some of them. They're well worth checking out. be interesting to see how broken in scenario B the Mr. X wall is, because it really badly glitches. In fact, they haven't, interestingly, the mask, which you would call the wall that Claire stood in front of because it actually obscures things behind it, hasn't been upscaled. That's an interesting observation. Yeah. Somebody's getting keen. That doesn't sound like Misty. Who are you? So yeah, obviously the mask is a changeable thing on this camera angle. There you are. I haven't got enough ammo for you. Thank you, Stagger. Oh, couldn't get around in time. Do I have any Buffy comics? Yeah, I've got season 8, but I really didn't get on with it. I was talking about this to James the other day. Yeah, I really found the comic continuation really quite poor. Still a classic. Do we get anything up this end? Grab this now. I need to go in here because there is an EX file. But I think there's also a liquor in here now. This is going to be fun. Can I get it? Oh no! There it is. As I write this, my hands shake with both anger and fear. The civilians of a town have been blockaded by the military, and though I sigh for the survivors of the town, I still feel that it's the best decision. They cannot take the chance of this disease spreading any further. I am going to make it my top priority to discover what has caused this incredibly dangerous incident. So far, I have only found out that the disease is not airborne. The journalist note, I think, is also in RE3, isn't it? It's not actually an original file. That is one of the drawbacks with the EX files, is they're not all original as such. Oh, see that tracking? That was terrible. Alyssa, she wrote that at the press office, yeah. Well, why not? I'm all for that. All for that being Alyssa, for sure. I've ended up, I remember this now, I've ended up in exactly the same predicament that I was in the last time I did this, where I've now got to go through the West Office with no ammo. Again. Heal and get good, yeah, absolutely. It's funny, I never struggle like this with Leon A. I've really messed the order up somehow doing this. I wonder if does Barry's desk have any bullets? theory... Sonny, hello. You're about to see it not go well. There's some cats. Fellow Ethan lover. Hey, I'm with you, James. Like I say, I've been playing Resident Evil 7 this week, and though it will cause, despair to some in the chat, that game goes from strength to strength for me. More cats and a hat. This is a George Trevor-esque. It feels like it. I'll take the single action army in with me and it'll do nothing. Oh well. Duke of Resident Evil 7, Commander-in-Chief of Louisiana. I don't know who Ethan and Billy are. What a response. Look at this shit. Because I've got the bow gun, but no fucking bow gun. Bow gun ammo. I don't even know if it's worth the risk going around the corner, is it? Restart. No, it's alright. Or restart the entire game, absolutely. As is, this, I always spuddle through these streams. They're always an uphill struggle. That's what makes them fun. And it's always, I always offer a disclaimer that I'm not actually that good at these games. Although we got through professional mode RE4, so that's okay. Unfortunately, it's not random. I've got to get it unlocked. Resident Evil Legends. I knew there was someone in there. I'm not even gonna risk it. Whatever you get, whatever you get, I'm not interested. Isn't that reverse? Nick, look what it is. That should be a tier 1 emote, actually, shouldn't it? You're a wizard, Claire. Get away from me, Marvin. The thing is, if you don't kill him, he turns up in scenario B. Most people just tend to off him, but we'll leave him alive. Moves way slower in the N64 version. I didn't know there was a variation. I usually just kill him straight away. Marvin's transformation is still... It's a great effect for a game of its age as well. In fact, while I'm here, now I can run around. Let's see what Jojo's got for us. I didn't realise he moved quicker, to be honest. A bit sped up on PS1. Oh, that's interesting. The first turbo zombie, was he? Although I suppose that honour is given to the advanced mode kitchen zombie in RE1, isn't it? Doo-doo. Doo-doo. You're a hazard worry. Were there many hyper zombies? Gosh. Seriously though, isn't it great seeing the N64 version looking this good?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were another one of those zombies.
Are you Chief Irons?
Yes, that's me. And just who are you? No, don't bother telling me. It makes no difference. You'll end up just like all the others. That's the mayor's daughter. I was told to look after her, but I failed miserably. Just look at her. She was a true beauty. Her skin nothing short of perfection.
Look at the California dreams.
But
You get a close-up,
she'll
don't you?
putrefy, and she will turn into a zombie within the hour, like all the others.
There must be some way to stop it.
In a manner of speaking, there is. Either by putting a bullet through her brain, or by decapitating her completely. And to think that taxidermy used to be my hobby. But no longer. Please, I'd really like to be alone now.
Yeah, Garrett, rest in peace, Gary Crawford. A great Irons, and for me personally, infinitely better than whatever Irons was in the remake. Still got that. That's fine. Can you see her yet, Claire? She's right in front of you, honestly.
Wait. Let me go! Easy, easy there. I'm not a zombie. You're safe now. Leon, come in. I found the girl, and I've cleared the wreckage that was blocking the corridor.
Got it.
My name's Claire. What's yours?
Sherry.
Do you know where your parents are? They both work at the Umbrella Chemical Plant, near the city limits. The chemical plant? Then, what are you doing here? My mom called and told me to go to the police station because it was too dangerous to stay at home. From the look of things, I'd say she was probably right. But it's dangerous here as well. You'd better come with me. But there's something out there. I don't know what it is, but I saw it. Much larger than any of those zombies. And it's coming after me. What was that? That's what I was telling you about. It's here. Sherry, wait.
See, in the radio transmission that you know, Claire just got from Leon, he actually sounded concerned, almost interested. You know, poor Sherry, when she gets introduced to Leon in Remake 2, just gets the most nonchalant. Okay, it's quite heartbreaking for the little girl who's already been through so much. Pizza worthy entertainment. Unfortunately, I don't have a great deal of time left. I'm going to probably have to wrap this up in about 20 minutes, half an hour, I think, tonight. But we shall try. We'll get as far as we can. RE2 are the problem occasion DLC to speedrunning. Yeah, I mean the whole game. To be honest, both remakes have felt like they have catered a little bit towards speedrunners, which is great. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But that crash has made me so nervous that it's just going to do it again. So I'm just literally saving every room at the minute. RE2 DLC wasn't that good. No, it wasn't. Unfortunately, it's fine for like supplementary modes, but I think we were a bit spoiled by RE7. In all honesty, not taking into account End of Zoe, of course. We don't need to talk about End of Zoe. Just thinking a minute. RE3 remake DLC. You got the pre-order costumes released as DLC. Come on, what more do you want? I can't remember what enemies I've got downstairs. I get a save room anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. If it was just Chris and End of Zoe, yeah, it probably would have done. I despair when I see that. I've never played it since December 2017. I've never been able to face playing that again. Hope Village gets lots of DLC. Yeah, story-based DLC's fine. Although I'm still a bit iffy on like using DLC to complete the story that should have been in, you know, your fully priced game. It's not too bad when it's like Not a Hero when it's free, but that hasn't always been the case with some games. No item. Oh, I was going to do this as well. End of Zoe is a fun as meme DLC. Yeah, it's totally off kilter. I nearly wiped on it. Yeah, 3R with Resistance. Resistance kind of just fizzled out, hasn't it? It seems odd that reverse wasn't just a new mode on Resistance. Absolutely, yeah. It's baffling. The problem is all these multiplayer experiences are chasing the one game they refuse to re-release, which is Outbreak. This is one of the things I said in the podcast, you know. I can't imagine anybody who's filling in these surveys for Capcom are saying, hey, you know what the game I'd really like is? Playing as all the heroes shooting each other in a bastardized version of the RPD main hall. It's just nonsense. Like, who honestly wants that? I mean, Reverse is fun as a shooter, but as I've said, you know, it's not even competent against its other shooter peers that you could play for free. You know, say what you will about Fortnite, but it's free and it's a functional, fun game if you like that kind of thing. You know, I know Reverse is free in a sense, but it's you have to purchase a full price game to be able to have access to it. Is basically what I'm getting at. Heroes mode from Orc. Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right, Death. But arguably less fun because it's not broken up into teams, and the sort of mutating into BOWs mechanic is just so bizarre.
Sherry, I've been looking everywhere for you. I was so worried. We've got to go now, honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go. No, I won't. What's the matter? Don't you trust me? It's not that, Claire. It's because of my daddy. He's over there. I heard him call my name. Daddy must have been attacked by the monsters. I have to help him. Wait, Sherry. Don't go alone. Sherry! Sherry!
Running around as Jack was also, it's fun. You know, I can't deny that I didn't have fun with the Reverse, and like when I couldn't play it when the beta went down, I did find myself sort of wanting, you know, the opportunity to play it again. So I mean, it had that at least. I certainly turned that comic book filter off though, because yikes, it's amazing how much worse the game looked with it on. It looked really, really bad. It's free because they know it wouldn't sell. It shows our confidence in products they're working on. I do wonder if that's what the whole the sort of public beta test for Resistance was. And I think when they realised that feedback maybe wasn't quite what they hoped, that was when they decided to maybe not ship it on its own and just bundle it in with 3-Make. I mean, obviously we'll never truly know, you know, the business decisions with things like bundling it in with 3-Make, but I mean, the problem is with something like seeing how quickly they've abandoned Resistance. What sort of faith or incentive does it give you to stick with Reverse? You know, because Umbrella Corps was obviously pretty dead on arrival anyway, but the support for it was non-existent. You know, to draw people back in. Resistance has had what? Did it even get 6 months of regular releases? And if Reverse goes the same, it just looks like they're just throwing in a multiplayer experience like once every year or so, and then running it for 6 months and then abandoning it. I handed them on the village survey to put it on a PS4 because I wasn't getting a PS5. Of course, because it's coming to the last gen. Yeah, but it looked great on the PS5. I actually played the Maiden Village demo yesterday. I just had another quick run through it, and it is wonderful. It's really good. It looks great. Look, I'm in the forbidden zone of geography that can't exist in RE3. Always seems brutal that Sherry gets dogs. Last of Us online was great. Yeah, Factions was actually really good.
Claire! Are you there?
Sherry, are you okay? Did you find your dad?
Yes, I'm okay. But I couldn't find him. But I did find something else for you. Here. Here's another.
Thanks, sweetie. Now, why don't you come over here? I want you to stay with me.
Claire! I can't reach the ventilation hole anymore. But don't worry, I'll find another way. I can take care of myself.
Wait, Sherry, come back. Sherry! Sherry!
It's funny how we turned a blind eye to this geographical mess up, but not Zero's. Which one are you talking about, Nick? I don't know. I can't think which one you mean. Did you also notice how Sherry says that they, you know, that they work in the chemical plant on the outskirts of town? And what does Nest have to say to that? Eh? Someone tell me about what does Nest have to say about that? It tells you to grab a goddamn wristband, exactly. Zero is unfairly picked on by certain members of the community. Batman would agree with that, for sure. Forced geographical nostalgia. Different canon, absolutely. I'm waiting for the Sonny Bauer Zelda inspired timeline. Do these change to liquors? It does change to liquors now. It's all canon, Peter. Thank you very much for dropping by, Aaron. You take care. I'll see you very soon. I'll do more of this. I'm not going to get it finished tonight. I'm going to be wrapping it up very shortly anyway, so... Got to get the randomizer unlocked, so there'll be a few N64 ones, and hopefully my my skills should come back to me. Bit of a rough run so far. Rebecca has to train with the ghost of Billy. They're getting more and more outlandish. It still fails with the magic elevator. The magic elevator nearly be a 20-year long conversation, isn't it? What a thing of absolute beauty it is. Oh. No, I need the lighter anyway. I've got to come up here. Every time I mention the map, there's absolutely no way it can fit. Kendo, absolutely no way, because there is not a gigantic elevator shaft shooting out of the marshalling yard into the sky. Don't buy into the, oh, it's a horizontal elevator, it's a diagonal elevator. There is literally nothing there in the sort of panoramic shots of the marshalling yard. There's nothing around for miles. People who say it's built into a mountainside you can't see off the camera, you can see. The certain camera angles show you like almost the full 360. It is absolute nonsense. We even did some diagrams on the Discord a few months ago, didn't we? Haven't you read Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator? It's fine. Yeah, it's also a teleporter, isn't it? Thank you. All I do is ramble and talk nonsense, Breedo. That's what I bring. The fucking additional hallway next to Shed 5 doesn't even fucking exist. Oh yeah, that was the thing that you showed with your diagrams as well, wasn't it? Absolutely. Yeah, that is hilarious. Yeah, when the actual corridor from Umbrella, yeah, because you get a clear view in Umbrella. Doesn't it like despawn or something in Umbrella Chronicles? The actual 3D of it despawns, making it even more implausible. Brad Badnickel, hello, welcome, thank you. Mark my words, everyone is into 8 thinking it's going to explain more on the origins of the mould and blue umbrella. It's really the origin of the elevator. Jessman 5000, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Welcome to the rambling of Resident Evil 0. I'm just going to take Misty out for the bite earlier. Actually, this one isn't Misty, is it? I've got a red vest. Hey, I walked down it. Why did no one tell me there was a... I've even got to activate it, haven't I? Why is there a liquor in there? I'm going to hemorrhage so much health. And I'm not fancy on my feet, I do apologise. Completely forgot about that. Until beginnings where it glitches in and you see inside of it from the outside. Nick, there's a cliffside you can't see just off camera. We've talked about this. I don't know why you're having such a hard time with it. Oh, great. Yeah, fantastic night that destroyed the notion. Back in the Resident Evil horror days, me and a chap called Chris Redfield RPD drew up some rather comical to look back on maps and things like that now. That was our legacy. The cliffside is nowhere in sight. Sonny, I've seen the conversations you've had with people. There is a cliffside. You've been told. They should. I just don't know why you guys are having such a hard time accepting it, to be honest. I mean, you know, you can subscribe to the idea that if you ignore the training facility level, it does work. Room has it if you throw it. It's Vormir. That's how ridiculous it's got. It's literally become the haven for an Infinity Stone. It's such a legendary status within the community now. So interestingly, if you actually look where I'm stood here, where Claire is here, and then there, you can actually see the part of the background that hasn't been upscaled, because obviously in the next scenario Mr. X will come bursting through that. Spoiler through background art. I love when you guys have a wee wobble and talk about old school shit before I knew about you dudes. If you could listen to the stories Rob can tell us now. I don't think people give Mr. McGregor enough credit for just how long and how involved and how essential that RE fan was back in the day, and the Totally RE stuff. I mean, the stories Rob tells, they are... he's just a goldmine of information from the sort of early 2000s, late 90s even. Fascinating tales. Some of them make it to air, some of them don't. But you could literally sit and listen to Rob talk about his experiences with the community for, you know, hours. How influential he was to, you know, many fan sites of that era. Actually, going this way. Bad Nickel, I think it's Capcom for the official website. Nick will maybe remember it if he's still in the chat. But yeah, Rob did some sort of like, you know, map for the remake locations, and they called it Kenneth's Corridor or something like that, I think it was. And then when the actual official website came up later, it was, I think, even down to like the same font they used, because they literally just like copy pasted it straight from Rob's website. It's absolutely genius. Mr. Rumby and you yourself seem like pioneers. Well, I wouldn't say that. I certainly wasn't the first to do a comprehensive timeline. I just had the luxury of RE Horror being well known at the time. But, you know, being affiliated with RE Horror was not without its own sets of controversies. It wasn't a well liked website by a lot of the community, unfortunately, due to shenanigans that occurred at the time between, you know, certain site rivalries and that. They've cleaned up their act a lot now, and Rely on Horror is really good and run by October Rourke, who's really cool. I think Damar, who's the webmaster, is still involved in some capacity, but he's very much behind the scenes now. RE5 leaks, yeah, that was the end of my time with it. It's hard to be affiliated with a site when they're pulling that kind of thing, unfortunately. But there was a chap in the community who worked for RE Horror, and I don't even think he's around anymore, called Temp. He was quite infamous back in the day, and he just disappeared one day. I still have my theories that he still lurks in the community under the guise of somebody else, but that's between me and my brain. I just wanted to say the last podcast was good, Sean. Oh, thank you, James. It was good to give the game an appraisal, because I never got the chance. I came on board afterwards. The legend says he's still out there, weak, hungry, waiting for someone to come along so he can feed again. Is there any bollocks still going on? Breedo, there's enough nonsense in the Resident Evil community, you could write a book about it. And yes, a lot of it still goes on to this day, unfortunately. I wish it didn't. I wish we all got on, but sadly it's just not ever going to be the case.
Sherry, you're okay.
I'm glad to see you're safe, Claire.
I'm going to be quite diplomatic. I'm not going to say anything that's going to get anyone into any bother or whatever, but I will just say how fucking embarrassing it is that grown adults argue and bicker so much about a fucking video game. That's all. And how, and the last thing I'll say, and how a fucking grudge can literally last for years in this community is just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. People have got far too much time on their hands. Now, why couldn't Remake 2 have a file like this? I totally appreciate that they didn't want to put in any sort of connect. They wanted to make the title more of a standalone thing, but just something like this. Surely wouldn't. You could have even just dropped this file in word for word, and it would have worked. It's just nonsense. You get Albert Wesker name drop. You get the confirmation of who the survivors are, and the beginning of the William Birkin mystery. It just something like this. You know, I totally understand why they wanted to make it more standalone. The sort of baggage of the lore could be intimidating to newcomers, but just put this in for us. Just put this in for us. It's such a detailed file, and it covers so much lore. You mean the file that canonizes everyone's? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have to press it twice, don't you? I always forget that.
Claire! I'm going down there. Stay here and wait for me, okay?
I will get to the sewer and then we'll call it a night. Assuming the GMR goes down well.
Help me!
Fuck it. I just realised, to quote Charles Dance from Last Action Hero, it's a complete and utter balls up, and I've had a terrible day thanks largely to the Chris's Report EX file. Fucking hell, it's in B. The right way to play the N64 version to get all the EX files without too much difficulty is Leon A, Claire B, because now Leon's going to have to backtrack to this fucking chamber just to get a file.
So you've made it this far. Not bad, girl. I'm not letting anyone leave my town. Everyone's gonna die.
Calm down, Chief. What happened?
Shut up.
Shut up.
Possibly understand what's happened. Those monsters from Umbrella have destroyed my beautiful town. How could they do that to me after everything I've done for them?
So it's true. You have been working with Umbrella. Then you must know about the G-Virus. What is it? Tell me!
If you must know, it's the agent that can turn humans into the ultimate bioweapon. Superior to the T-Virus in every way. Dr. William Birkin is the genius behind the project.
William Birkin.
I'm sure you've already seen this little girl running around here somewhere.
Very good, Kendo.
Sherry, isn't it? In case you haven't already figured it out, the monster that's been tearing my place apart is yet another product of the
Yeah, Gary is exceptional in this scene.
ultimate bio.
When he did the file reading for Crimson Head Elder, his voice hasn't aged a day.
But if I have to go, I'm going to take you with me. My chest can't take the pain.
They just had to one up the alien chest burster, didn't they? The body burster. So yeah, I think on this table in the B scenario is Chris's diary or Chris's report, and it's not here in the A game, so I've made a bit of a mess up here. Because now, when Leon gets to the sewer, he's going to have to backtrack and come this way. Ugh. Which is great, isn't it? Death is more graphic than the remake, absolutely is. Diane's reading Chris's report, yep. Body burster is a thing in Alien, it is, yeah. In Covenant, but let's not talk Covenant. The morphing effects for a game of this age are still impressive, I think, to look at. It's not really much to worry about, is it? Did you also collect all the reports then, James? And did you Leon A, Claire B it?
Claire, you came back! I can't believe the man who developed the G-virus is actually her father.
There's no need to say that out loud, Claire.
What's wrong, Claire? It's nothing. But I think I found a way out of here. We should be able to find someplace safe if we can just make it out of town. But... Don't worry, I'll protect you. I promise. But you have to make sure you don't leave my side.
Bad nickel. I do prefer Leon A, Claire B, but I thought I was doing it this way around to make collecting
We're leaving.
the EX files easier, and I've realised I've fucked up.
It'll be all right, trust me. We found a way to the sewer. Follow us later.
Claire, wait.
Even Claire's not interested, is he? You know, it's just there's no need to just hang up on him just like that. Well, not hang up. That's not how a two-way radio works, I know, but you know what I mean. Cherry kept up there. I was quite impressed. Much better in the OG than the remake. Also Leon A, Claire B. Original back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I think the story's told a bit better in Leon A, Claire B. But I do maintain it's further away from what the canon is. First glimpse.
Come on, let's get out
Well,
of here.
second glimpse. Because you obviously get the infection. Loose cannon. That's a buzzword. A buzz phrase everybody likes.
Claire?
No game until Code Veronica had a canon ending. It's all, yeah, no, it's just, that's all we say. Claire's amazing. What is she looking at here? What is she doing?
Where are you? Jerry! Where?
Admiring the milk journal. That's basically it. Look at that detail. Everyone praises The Last of Us 2 for having water, reacting to Ellie or Abby. And look at that. RE2 had it in 1998. Oh god, I'll tell you what I will be doing. I will be doing a save state before I go into that tunnel. It's a quirky little music track, this, though. Oh god, it actually got me. Oh no. It's a good thing I save stated, wasn't it? I've maybe done it a bit too late though. Look at this bullshit. Totally stun locked. What design is this? Yeah, fuck it. That is a speedrunner's bane. That is. I've seen decent speedruns get completely obliterated. It's essentially bad RNG.
Claire?
Don't hesitate. Thanks for the advice. Claire's just still stood there. Absolutely no annoying section. I'm not sure if serious. Right, where are we at? It was 5 to 11 UK time. Let me just go and raid the stores. And the next time we don't have to do that. Use the bowgun here because I'm not too fussed about it. No annoying moths or bees. Yeah, I suppose you're right actually, yeah. Choking vines to block. The only thing that frustrates people in RE3 is the puzzles. Where's Yoke when you need him? Every game needs a roach mode. Looks like Claire's... Oh yeah, it does look like she's got a side pack. Yeah, that's a good point. But I always leave the side pack for the B scenario. Oh God. Really good auto aim. not. Right, there's 2 items you can pick up. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. It's more bowgun ammo. The puzzle master of RE3 as well. Well, you do know the time stone puzzle better than I do, because, you know, believe it or not, I only did. I just got lucky with the variation I was given for that stream. It was certainly not knowledge, but I'm good. I'm pretty good at the water puzzle. Can do that. I got that one, didn't I? Yep. Right, sorry about the slow progress. I was hoping to do a little bit more than that tonight, but parts of the RPD proved more problematic than they should have done. So didn't get as much done. But pleased to get a stream in this week, because it was looking likely that I wasn't going to be able to. Just managed to find a bit of free time tonight. Thank you, everybody. Take care, and I will see you all incredibly soon. I would like to think maybe try and get another one in at the weekend, if I can. We can continue more of this. Nice to see the emulations holding up well, apart from that one glitch, that one crash, which set us back a couple of minutes. That was all. But other than that, worked really well. The Seamless HD project works well for this, and it's become the pretty much definitive version of the N64 version, which we'll explore some more. So more EX files to hunt next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. It is Friday tomorrow. We're all nearly there. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Bye bye.